How's it going, y'all? We're back with another one. If you haven't heard or don't know about TrueRef, essentially they offer reference pack for artists where you can buy them for a really affordable price and just pull a reference from it for your own illustrations. I bought a pack recently and figured I'd test it out, along with some new brushes that I've been meaning to try in ClipStudio, because the brushes I were using, they weren't really what I was looking for or what I was needing in terms of my style and how I do things, as opposed to when I'm in Procreate, I only use like 1 or 2 brushes. So I was looking for an alternative for that. But when it comes down to ClipStudio, those of you that know of Cole's Hairless Cat and see their TikToks and all that, he also has a brush pack, and I've been using it lately and just testing it out. And so far, it's really promising, at least to me. So I've been trying it out on the streams for the past week or so, just to get a feel for it, adjusting the settings here and there. And I think it's pretty fun by my standards. And as for the subjects of this illustration or this episode, you can tell by the title, it's Corey and Hecate, couple of my OCs. Corey was part of chapter 2 and a little bit of chapter 3 of my comic, but this depiction is when she was just Corey, and the title Persephone had yet to be conceived. This is back when she was training under Hecate as a fledgling apprentice, some 10-15 years before the story actually begins, at least in the comic. Before I settled on Celeste, or even a title for the series, Corey was going to be one of the front runners as my main character for the story to tell. Initially, it was either going to be her or Artemis, and they still have like a major part to play in the overall narrative, at least in the novel I'm working on. But when it came down to it, Celeste was completely just a blank slate I could just pull from and make things up as I go. Whereas Corey, or Persephone, has a lot of myths that she's tied to that I essentially want to pull from and put my own spin on it, as I often do. And without giving too much away, in the beginning, Corey was raised on a farm. She didn't know of her divine lineage growing up. Eventually, she found out when her mother, Demeter, but as she knew her, Desponia, disappeared. And it was only a matter of time before she would be discovered by other Olympians. She met Artemis, Apollo, Orion, and a young baby Celeste when she was just a teenager, 16 or so. And like, that's when she discovered she had an affinity for magic. She would practice here or there, but there was nothing to like learn from. Artemis and Apollo, they didn't use magic. They also relied on hunting tactics. And Celeste, she was just a novice at best. So most of the spells she did, she often made up herself until she found a teacher. That teacher being Hecate. In this iteration of the story, Hecate operates more like her godmother than anything else, with her mother disappearing and her father being sick. It fell to her to take care of Corey, nurture her, train her up, and overall keep her hidden from Zeus. It didn't take long for them to leave the land of Leia and venture into the underworld under Hades' protection. As soon as they left, the first spring in years finally occurred on the surface. The snow melted and the sun finally pierced the clouds. It was a miracle. Of course, heck, they had other students, but Corey, she was a prodigy. And of all the magic she was capable with, it was that of necromancy and of life. She had 2 affinities. And of course, it caught the eye of Lord Hades and his apprentice Pluto. But that's a story for another time. Her relationship with those two is a little more, well, when it comes to how I'm going to tell it, I hope it comes off a little more nuanced than what we're used to in depictions of Persephone, Corey, Hades, or Pluto. But as you can see, here they are, master and apprentice. There's no real story behind this picture other than what I've told you so far. It's really just me playing around with this reference pack on stream. I'm probably gonna do more lore stuff with these references because there's a bunch in that pack. And also experimenting with this brush pack as well. Overall, I think I did well. Stay tuned for the render to see how I did. Let me know your thoughts. Of all my OCs, who do you want to see next? As I'm still working on the scripting and thumbing to chapter 4. So let me know your thoughts down below. Do all the YouTube things, like, comment, share, subscribe, tell your friends. But as always, stay riding. Peace.